Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, Morris. It's about that time, though. You ready? You ready, though? Let's go ahead and take the mask off. Yeah, let's take the mask off. It's up. I hope y'all ready, though. I hope y'all ready for this one. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. East St. Louis, Islam. The Rack, Islam. I hope y'all ready for this one. We finna kick it clean off. Yeah. Share this beam out. You know who this is right here? Ohio, Islam. Yeah, we gonna kick it clean off. It's about that time. About that time though. Wild Hunnits in here. East side crazy, out west with it, up north with it. Low end, everywhere. Let me know where y'all at with it. You know the Hunnits in here. You know the Rack up in here. Let me know where y'all tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Let me know where y'all tuning in. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go. Listen, I'm letting you know straight from the door. This finna be an action-packed. You might want to screen record. You gon' want to come back to this beam out and see what's going on. You gonna want to run this one back a few times. Straight from the dope. Look. So Noble Drew Ali, if you don't know who he is, if you don't know what he was on, get your research on. Cause he was talking about everything that it takes to save a nation. Let me know where y'all tuning in from though. LA. Raleigh, North Carolina, Alabama, New Jersey. Let me know where y'all at with it. Look. So let me just show y'all this right here, what he has said. Let me show y'all this. From the book. Because everything finna hit the fan right now. Tampa, Florida, Islam. Everything hitting the fan right now. Dayton, Ohio, Islam. The exhuming of a nation. Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, says something like this. If this is new to you, peace. Look at this. This is what Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, said in the 1920s. In case you need a picture of the prophet, this is what he looked like. All right. This is the prophecies and hadiths. Remember, this is in the 1920s. Share this beam out because you know they got this paid shadow ban. He said, watch the newspapers. Listen to the radio. I'm going to make the European tell the truth. I'm going to make the European tell the truth. So these hybrid Europeans, they out here telling the truth now. They really out here telling the truth. But you know what's stopping a lot of people from accepting the truth? A lot of people deal with fear. They'll tell you it ain't fear, but it's fear. Clinton, Mississippi, Islam. He said it. He said, I'm going to make the European tell the truth. But what's stopping a lot of our people from realizing the truth is being spoken? A lot of our people are educated, but they don't realize their education has crippled them because they think that they've really been educated. In reality, they've been indoctrinated. So it says educated slaves are the greatest slaves, namely slaves as the result of false history and religious doctrine. Now watch this now. It says, thus the unconscious Moors of the U.S.A, referred to as Negroes, are the world's greatest slaves. They have been educated to believe that the quote unquote white people, who are not white people, they're hybrid Europeans, brought their forefathers from Africa, Negro slaves, that Abraham Lincoln set them free in 1863. All of which is the greatest fallacy that the world has ever known. Brooklyn, Coney Island, Islam. Yes, sir. See that? Educated so-called black people be thinking that this Moorish thing is like something that's, a belief system is made up and, This is just something that we got in our minds that we just want to throw around like a religion. This has nothing to do with religion. This has everything to do with universal law. This has everything to do with natural law. This right here got everything to do with you and I. These are natural, unalienable rights, God-given rights. If you don't know your rights, you ain't got no rights. So let's just go in this together. Hold up. Let's just go into this together real quick. Watch this. Oh yeah. So we was having an introduction, we was having a conversation in the barbershop today. Shout out to everybody in Infinite Styles Barbershop. If you in Chicago, the Chicagoland area, pull up to Infinite Styles Barbershop. Pull up. DM me if you want to figure out where the location is. Infinite Styles Barbershop. DM me. Shout out to all the barbers, the hairstylists that's in there. So we having a conversation. I'm going to pull y'all into the conversation. So the conversation went a lot of ways, but it basically came down to us having like an identity crisis, us talking about, how people being treated, how people are misinformed, how people are under these conditions, and what could we do to get up out of these conditions? Okay. Now, remember how I said that Noble Drew Ali, he brought everything it takes to save a nation? This is a document that I brought up today that's already been published. Look. It's this document right here. Look at this document. If you've never seen this document, look up this document right here. All right? Check this document out. Look at this document. Where is it at? Let me pull y'all right into the conversation. Here it is right here. This document that we all need to start looking up is right here. See, we don't gatekeep the information over here. Moors, we upright, independent, and fearless over here. So we don't do none of the gatekeeping. Check it out. Get familiar. Google this for the free. This is free right now online. Get it while you can get it. Read it. Go over it. United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Indigenous don't mean Indian. Indigenous don't mean Pan-African. Indigenous don't mean RBG. Indigenous don't mean people of color. Indigenous don't mean melanated people. Indigenous people are people that have Article 6 nationalities. That's indigenous peoples in the Americas and around the world. So look, when you're saying, well, what can this Moorish stuff, that stuff gonna get you locked up. Okay, when somebody throw out an argument like that, when they throw out that kind of a statement, that statement, you could tell that somebody that say something like that, they ain't really studied like that. They've been misinformed. Indigenous people, according to Article 6, every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. Now, if you looked up, let me show y'all how this is in sync. Just like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali left instructions for us. If you still thinking this is a religious thing, then how is nationality in this document right here for indigenous people? So if you still thinking that this is a religious thing, how is this in the United Nations for all indigenous people? Answer that. How come this document right here don't mention Pan-Africans? It don't mention Indians in here. It don't mention Native Americans in here. You feel me? On God, more. They going along to get along because they got fear of stepping out there on truth and studying what it is. But it's cool. Check it out. They going to figure it out when the temperature start getting too hot. Then they going to be running to their nationality. Look, universal, that just in case this wasn't enough. Look, we going to go further. We finna go crazy on this beam out. Look, just in case this right here wasn't enough, we're going to go right here. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That's a great question. Do they have fear or do they have ignorance? Because ignorance creates fear. You don't know, then of course you're going to be afraid. That's why knowledge is the key. And the exercise of the knowledge is the key. That's why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali told the Moors to be active, not passive. He told us to be active, not passive. Just because you know a lot and you don't do a lot, what's the use of you even knowing to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Boston. So just in case you thought that this was some religion thing, then how is this same nationality word mentioned in Article 15, 1 and 2? See that? How are you over here? Shout out to Vegas. How are you over here? You see, we about to build and destroy. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. If this was really like a religion thing, then why is it over here in law? Why is this so crucial? And how come none of these so-called black educators, how come they don't speak on any of these subjects? I mean, this is a human rights issue. You see, it don't say civil rights, right? It say human rights. So this is a human rights issue. Did you know that the civil rights was created to make so-called people of color second-class citizens? Civil rights does not deal with human rights. This is why people who misidentify as persons of color, people who identify as crayon colors or Indians or Native Americans or Pan-Africans, they don't get treated with respect because those were created as second-class citizens. Appreciate you too. Look at this. Now, just in case you needed a receipt, pick up this book right here. Unsettling Truths, the ongoing dehumanizing legacy of the doctrine of discovery. You ready? You want to go in? Because it's a gang of people out there who think that the proclamation, the Emancipation Proclamation, it freed us. We was free because of that. Abraham Lincoln, yeah. You think Abraham Lincoln cared about so-called black people? You really think that? Let me show you something. Let me show you something that he actually said out of his own mouth. Listen, this is finna blow your mind. You think it freed him? Look, Abraham Lincoln in 1865, he was in a bind. He wanted to end chattel slavery, but did not really believe that black lives mattered. So-called black lives mattered. He did not believe that so-called black people should be judges, jurors, or be allowed to vote. The Civil War was over, and he was the so-called white president of a so-called white supremacist nation that stood united around the narrative of so-called white American Christian exceptionalism and triumphalism. It say he had to figure out what needed to happen to these inferior so-called black people. What? Along with other people of color in a society, government, and constitution that had been built for so-called white landowners. Now, if this is new to you, this information is new, I appreciate all y'all tuning in. But this is finna blow your mind, though, if you in a belief system. Remember, this is Abraham Lincoln. So what was his solution? So what he say? Abraham Lincoln's grand political solution was to use the 13th Amendment to keep so-called white supremacy alive beyond the grotesque institution of slavery by creating a second-tier level of citizenship. Pay attention. Specifically for people of color. You finna find out what he was doing. Okay? So this is what he was doing. This is why he said neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime, whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Now keep in mind, the U.S. corporation, people be thinking that the United States is not a corporation. Okay. This is why you got to have receipts. See, when you dealing with receipts, you ain't got time for beliefs. You feel me? Exactly, more. What does the key thing out of this say? It says what? It says in their jurisdiction, the USA. The USA, the United States, is a federal corporation. Ooh, this is why we got to start learning law and citizenship and nationality. Because if you don't know your rights, you ain't got no rights. You see that? So the 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment, you got to really start deep diving into that. See that? So when you say, well, what's the use of knowing this? Because we can never be U.S. citizens. Because people cannot be corporations. You see that? Natural people cannot be federal corporations. Do you see that? Listen, man. Listen. So how we out here thinking that we can be U.S. citizens and everybody's a U.S. citizen. That's cap. You got to understand law now, how government work. The government begins with the people. All right. The government begins with we the people. The Lene Lenape, you thought those was Indians? No, sir. The Lene Lenape ain't got nothing to do with Indians. This is the Lene Lenape. Hold up. Let's go. Let's go on here and see. It says, we the people. What does it say? Who are we the people? What does we the people mean? Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. So the government is instituted among men. That means we the people put these people, we cast our vote and select these people. That is a republic, not a democracy. That's why when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you don't hear the word democracy in there. You hear a republic for which it stands. One nation. Indivisible. For justice for all. So the people have been tricked to think that the United States is a land of the free, a land of the brave. The U.S. corporation is a land of the slave, unless you understand nationality, birthrights of the indigenous peoples, i.e., every indigenous individual has the right to a nationality. That's Article 1. You go to Article 3, what does it say? Indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination. You indigenous, right? How come none of these so-called indigenous people share this document to us then? Think about it. Start putting pressure on them. Because they the ones that's supposed to be bringing this information out. But nah, they taking paychecks. They taking payoffs. They want to keep our people in a position of second-class citizenship. As you see, Abraham Lincoln, this is what he was on. So what does that mean? He say this. He say this clause in the 13th Amendment meant slavery was never abolished. It was simply redefined and codified under the jurisdiction of law enforcement officers and the courts. Pay attention. These people right here, all y'all out there that be like, I'm finna join the police because the police gonna make a change. So let me ask you this. If the police was started as slave patrol, and slave patrol deals with anybody identifying without a nationality, so-called black people, so-called African Americans, so-called Indians, so-called persons of color. That's a real history lesson. So how can you, who identify as a so-called black person, man or woman, how can you do justice for your people when the slave patrol are the police and the police are slave patrol? Yeah. Answer that. And this is how these people just stay getting away with this. This is how they do it. This is exactly how they get away with it. Because they started as slave patrol. This is how they started. Listen, man. I don't want you to believe me. I just want you to pick up the books and start looking up yourself, because that's why I put them out for. See that? So Abraham Lincoln didn't set nobody free. All he did was redefine. All he did was recodify. He exchanged one master for another master for so-called African Americans. And meanwhile, the school system, which is an indoctrination place, they got us out here thinking that we really were educated. Whole time we was indoctrinated, and we out here thinking that we free. Know what I'm saying? So we out here thinking that we free, misidentifying ourselves as crayon colors, as persons of color, and then misidentifying these people as so-called white people. They're not white people. Look, let me show you what I'm talking about, man. We finna just go ahead and go crazy on this beam out. All right, let's go ahead and go crazy. Hold up, bring that back. Turn me up, man. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something. You see these people right here? See these people? Now just watch this real quick, all right? We finna go crazy. We finna go crazy. So look, you see these people right here? They're not white people. Why would they have a Moorish fez on their head marked up instead of it being so-called European culture? Why are they wearing Moorish culture? But they marked the fezes up, which is a direct violation of what Noble Drew Ali said that we were supposed to do. He said, keep your fez plain like the truth. Ain't the truth plain? You respect somebody giving you the truth, right? Versus somebody lying to you. See that? Whole time, black means albino. Do you realize that? The word black means albino. See, this finna be uncomfortable for you. This is gonna be uncomfortable for you. Hold up. Watch it. Let's do it in real time. The origin of the word black means albino. Let's go. Let's go ahead and look it up. Hold up. Let's go ahead and look it up. See that? See that? The word black comes from Old English Blake. See that? Indo-European. Do you see what's going on? Hold up. See? The origin of the word black. Watch this. According to hold up. Look. Look at this. See that? Look. It's right here. For all y'all out there that want a quick answer for everything, all you gotta do is look at the words. Look them up. Look up the origin of the words that you're using. And that'll let you know that we've been miseducated. We've been misinformed deliberately to think that these people are somehow white people. None of these people are white people, fam. That's the trick. You're misidentifying these people as something that they're not. These are black people. You might be like, man, this dude is crazy. Kush Day crazy as hell. Really? You think I am? So the dictionary is right here, right? It says, where does the word black originate? The word black can be traced back to its Proto-Indo-European origins through the word black, which meant pale, wan, colorless, albino. You tell me who crazy. Huh? I'm going to leave it on there so you can take a screenshot. Go ahead and take a screenshot real quick. Go ahead, take a screenshot. You tell me who sound crazy, who look crazy, calling these people white people. The whole time, these people are black people. Because in Spanish, what? In Spanish, what is the word white? And what is the word black? You understand? In Spanish, what is it? What is it? Blanco is white? Huh? So if blanco is white in Spanish, and it says the original definition of black is blanco, huh? What are we talking about? we talking about albino. It says black. So what are we talking about? Blanco is white. Negro. Look at negro. Do you see what's going on? See. We getting a little ahead of ourselves. Yeah. We get a little ahead of ourselves. I told you this whole beam off in the ether. So look, let me just show you this in real time too. Let me just show you this in real time. What does it say about the great Masonic secret? For all y'all that be like, I only listen to these people because these people tell the truth. Yeah, so if you let straight out of the hybrid European mouth, you keep thinking that they white people, right? Look at this. It says the great Masonic secret. The question is this. It says, what is the Masonically buried national name of our great nation, falsely known throughout the world as the United States of America, US, USA? Answer, Morocco. The great Masonic secret. We're talking about a great historical cover-up. So how is it now that you seeing it in real time? You seeing that right here, black don't mean what you think it mean. Black means colorless and albino. It means pale. So how crazy do you look now? This is Google. This is not just my opinion. You can Google it yourself. Just Google where does the word black originate? Do it yourself. And then once you read the definition, what you gonna do? Lie to yourself and say, nah, it don't mean that. It means something different. Well, that lets you know who's insane and who ain't. If definitions out of dictionaries and etymology is not showing you, and you still a believer in whatever you got in your own head, then you suffer from some things you need to work out. You're gonna lie to yourself is what you basically doing. If you think that black got something to do with our people, then you're insane. Then somebody got to just tell you straight up, you sound insane. You sound like you crazy. Because the definition of the word black means pale, colorless, and albino. We're not albinos. These people are colorless. These people are albinos. These people are, according to the definition of black, they fit the description. So what you gonna do with it? Huh? What you gonna do with it? See, I told you we ain't playing no games, right? I told you we taking the mask off. Everybody out here lying to you. They sending you off. They telling you a black man. They telling you a black woman. They lying to you. So what you gonna do about it? You gonna keep calling yourself an albino? You gonna keep calling yourself a pale man, a pale woman? That's your pride talking. That's your ego talking. So you gonna let your ego send you off even when the definition tell you that you're wrong. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you still out here calling yourself a black person, when you see the definition tell you that black mean albino, that's crazy. If you still lying to your own self, and you like, man, I want to change. I want to make a change. Well, then stop calling yourself an albino. You can start by doing that. And you say, well, what if I do stop calling myself a black person? That's good, because no such people exist. There's no white people and black people. You know what? Let's go here. Let's go ahead and take it here. Let's just go ahead and take it here, because you need to see it. You need to see it yourself. All right? You need to see it yourself. Because we said that Noble Drew Ali said he was going to make the European tell the truth, right? Crazy. He said he was going to make the European tell the truth. Watch this.
These leaders that they...
Watch this.
Recently, we saw...
They're on...
Feminism.
The book...
Watch this. He's gonna make the European tell the truth, right?
You didn't see this.
The
think it's
shit crazy, right?
We're reporting the ship is on.
Hold up.
I agree.
Let's go ahead and go here. We're gonna go ahead and go crazy. Watch this right here. Now, before I show you this, let me give you a receipt. Let me just give you a receipt. Let me give you a receipt. Now, if you new here, or this your first time listening and hearing to this type of information, this is an old map. This is an old map. Egypt, Mesopotamia, Assyria, Babylon, the Egyptian Sea, all that's over here. Israel, the Great Sea, the Red Sea, all Jerusalem, all that's over here in the Americas. Now, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said he was going to make the European tell the truth, right? Okay, let's see if he was correct.
The Americas equals New Jerusalem. There are many Egypts or Mitzrayim.
You said what?
The Americas equals New Jerusalem. There are many Egypts or Mitzrayims. There are many Ethiopias. We have the East Indies and the West Indies. America was known as India Supreme. America was known as India Supreme. Mexico used to be considered China. But you got to take a look at the maps from before 1600. As it says in the book of Daniel, they changed times and laws, including maps. Jerusalem. When Christopher Columbus left his land, he brought a Hebraic/Aramaic speaking priest with him. That Hebraic Aramaic speaking priest was able to communicate with all the tribes in the land to a certain degree. It's the Paleo-Hebrew/Aramaic that connects everybody in the world together. Because if you can speak Paleo-Hebrew, you can also speak partial Aramaic, as well as the languages that the indigenous tribes had spoken. That's why you have Abba or Bak or Haba, Papa on every continent.
Listen.
Abba means father on every continent. You're going to find that. Over time, the dialects are going to change slightly yet surely. Remember, America being Jerusalem, being the real Holy Land, is one of the greatest Masonic secrets known to man. It's actually
Didn't we just go over that? One of the greatest Masonic secrets was that this land was Morocco. Didn't we just go over that? Let's go.
Of the highest degree of information, one could argue. When you start to look into your sovereignty, your SS number, and your Q sip of water number, you're going to start to notice that they stole your birthright. And then they decided to tax you because they don't want you to know about the private trusts that the modern judicial court system has stolen from the people. This is how they get away with modern day slavery. Another name for King David was Prester John, which means Priest John, and he ruled on every continent. And King Solomon's trading routes helps to prove this. It's also why the largest pyramid in the world is in Cholula, Mexico. It's not in Egypt. They whitewashed and they removed all the real facts. And they gave you a watered-down version of history, a whitewashed version of history, because remember, the term race didn't exist until after the 1500s.
The term race didn't exist till after the 1500s. How many times you hear Morris talking about that? But I'm going to let the European hybrid tell you, because you love listening to the European hybrid talking. You love trusting what they telling you. More, your own people been telling you the real, and you've been thinking that this has been a religion this whole time. So I'm going to let the pale-skinned European hybrid tell you.
And black, it doesn't prove this. It's also why the largest pyramid in the world is in Cholula, Mexico. It's not in Egypt. They whitewashed and they removed all the real facts. And they gave you a watered-down version of history, a whitewashed version of history, because remember, the term race didn't exist until after the 1500s. White and black, it doesn't exist. It's a construct. Whenever you see white in the Bible, it just means bright. So they deceived the entire world. Matthew 24:24. But now we're waking up to the fact that America is Egypt, yet it's also Jerusalem, because Jerusalem equals a group or a multitude of different cities, and Egypt can also equal the same. Same way that Ethiopia equals the dark-skinned peoples. There's more than one Ethiopia. There's more than one Egypt. So anyways, it's also why we ended the world. Matthew 24:24. But now we're waking up to the fact that America is Egypt, yet
we're waking up to the fact that America is Egypt.
It's also Jerusalem.
Okay. All right. So again, since you love trusting what these hybrid Europeans keep telling you, you love trusting. Nah, he just told you that America was Egypt. Now he just told you that America was Jerusalem. Now you pull up a map before the 1600s, like this Old Testament map of ancient America, and then you will see Israel, Jerusalem, Philistine, the Great Sea, the Red Sea, Egypt, the Egyptian Sea, Babylon, Mesopotamia, Elam, Assyria. Oh, that's over here in the Americas. Ain't no black people over here. None of that. Ain't no Hebrews over here. Hebrew is a language. It's not a people. They are Hebrew. You understand? Israelites are a tribe. They're not a nation. They're not a nationality. They're not a nation. They're a tribe of Moors. That's all Israelites are. They're not a nationality. There's no nation on the planet called Israelite. But the land over here, as you see, the ancient land has all of these different names in here. History has been completely whitewashed. So you got to go back to the old maps. Then you will start finding out the answers, because ain't nothing new under the sun. Watch this. Again, what he said, Egypt was over here. Ain't just say that? Egypt was over here, right? Okay, so let's go to another receipt for you. Just in case you might be high-headed and you just want to just stay in your little belief world. So let me crack your world open with One World, One America Part 2. Tartarians, Antiquitech, and the Lemurian Giants. Let's just crack you upside your head with another receipt. Just in case you might just be a believer out here. You say, there are many Egyptian relics that were discovered in the Kincaid's cave. One of which was a pure gold artifact for the Egyptian king named Cayenne. Cayenne, or Cayenne, the relic is holding lotus flowers in both hands, native to Egypt. The lotus flowers? This was found in the first cross tunnel of the cave, which was in the exact same location as the shrines in the Valley of the King's Tunnel cities. It say what? It say, before the kings of ancient Egypt began to build pyramids and above ground cities, it was found that Cayenne was a descendant of King Zapanoth in Egypt, who may have been Joseph in the Bible. See this right here? This is over here in the Americas. See this right here? This is in northern Illinois. Egyptian mortuary statuette found in northern Illinois. Explain that though. Huh? How you got Egyptian mounds, Egyptian artifacts made of pure gold found in the Grand Canyon, found in northern Illinois? How do you have that? You want to explain that? Did this get brought over here on a slave boat? How did these get over here? Slave ships? See, if you thinking you still got brought over here by a slave ship, you've been indoctrinated. How did these ancient Egyptian statuettes found in northern Illinois? How, Sway? How? How is this over here? How is this right here found over here? How is this in the Grand Canyon? Huh? How are these in the Grand Canyon? What? These gold artifacts above from Kincaid Tunnel are on display in the Smithsonian Institute at Washington, D.C. Receipts from the Grand Canyon. The back two artifacts are for King Akhenaten and Queen Nefertiti. Akhenaten and Nefertiti? Akhenaten and Nefertiti found in the Grand Canyon? So how did they get here? If the alleged slave boat theory, the slave trade theory was really real, how do you have these artifacts in the Grand Canyon? How do you have these in northern Illinois? How they get here? Huh? I mean, you keep running with this slave trade thing. You keep running with it. So can you explain how these got over here? You know how heavy these things is? These things ain't light. These things weigh tons, between 5 to 15 tons. How they get here? So a slave boat brought these over here too, right? Come on, fam. We got to start thinking. You got to start thinking. These ain't get brought over here on no slave boat. They weigh 5 to 10 tons. 15 tons. Don't they look like your uncle, your brother, your cousin, your father, your grandfather? How they get over here? The slave trade? Man, stop it. Then you got more stuff like this popping out, right? Look, you got more stuff out here cracking. Since people love looking at pictures Pictures speak 1,000 words. Now, you see this? This is in Mexico City. Now, you hear how the hybrid European, he was out here talking about Jerusalem, right? Oh, Jerusalem. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Watch this right here. Pick up this book right here. Let me show you. Let me pull you in. Pick up this book right here. This one right here. You really want some fire? You want some fire? Pick up When Rocks Cry Out. Now you heard the hybrid European talking about, it was Egyptians here and all this stuff going on, right? Look at this. Look at this. Just check this out. Hold up, turn me up. Just check this out. Check this out. Go ahead and talk to him. Just check this out. Just check this out real quick. It says, ancient writings, including an autobiography left by Moses, explained that a civil war in Central and South America had forced the Egyptians to flee from the Americas. What? They escaped to the east side of Africa, where they had built a second Egypt. Oh, they built a second Egypt. So that means that the first Egypt was located in the Americas. Bing fucking bang. Egypt was over here first. Well, let's go then. Now you saying Egypt over there. Now, hold on. Let's keep going real quick. I'm going to show you something. But keep that in mind about Egypt being over here first and the Egyptians, right? Keep that in mind real quick, though. Check it out. What it say right here? It says ancient Egyptians had named that capital city, Heru, to keep alive the name of one of Egypt's founding kings. Didn't we just read about the founding kings up here? Didn't we just read about the founding kings? Huh? What was his name again? King Zapanoff in Egypt? Huh? We just found about that, right? Didn't we just find about him too? The Egyptian king named Cayenne, holding lotus flowers, which is right here, right? See the flowers in his hand? These flowers are golden, all right? Listen. What did it say? It says to keep alive the name of one of Egypt's founding kings. The city Heru was eventually called Jerusalem, then Jerusalem, and it had stood in the Americas. What? Hold up, run that back. Run that back, man. It's about that time. We rolling. We rolling, man. We rolling. I don't know what they thought it was finna be. They thought it was finna be a playtime, or we wasn't showing receipts. They thought we wasn't finna show no receipts or nothing. I don't know what they thought. I don't care what they thought. Do you care? We showing receipts over here. Nah. You say what now? It said Jerusalem. Then it say it stood in the Americas. It was the presence of ancient Egypt's Jerusalem in the Americas that kept scholars quiet and preachers fearful. When I showed them the old maps and the ancient writings and the forbidden histories. So let's backtrack. The ancient Egyptians named that city Heru. We talking about over here in the Americas. Over here. They named it Heru. Then they called it Jerusalem. You see that? So it was Heru, then Jerusalem, then Jerusalem. Guess where it's at? In the Americas. Where it's at? You see how he said, show them the old maps. What? Show them the old maps. See, you got to go back to the old maps. You can't go by nothing recent. You got to go to the old maps of ancient America, Central and South America, and all of the islands. Caribbeans, Hawaii, and all that, right? Then what it say? What it say right here? Hold up. What that say? You said what? The Egyptians, right? Now watch this. Let's just do it in real time. Let's do it in real time. Why not? Let's do it in real time, right? Let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and get straight to it, okay? Now look at this. For everybody out there who think like the pyramids is you got the pyramids of the world, but do you know that the pyramids was built by Moorish people? The word pyramid actually means more. Watch this. Okay. Huh? Okay, let's go in a little bit. Since you want to distance yourself from who you really are, let's look at who we really are. It said what? The ancient Egyptian word for the pyramids was myrrh. What? Myrrh, right? Now look, the Egyptian word for pyramid is mir, which means place of ascent, place of rising. M-E-R. A-M-E-R. Oh my God. I mean, how much do you need to see? You put it together. How much do you need to see? Watch this. You want to go a little further? So the ancient Egyptian word for pyramids was myrrh. Okay. Hold up. You think you really trying to just like think that this Moorish science is some sort of like religion or something. It's not. It's dealing with the science of universal law of the universe. The Kemetic language, if we looked up phonology, which is the system of relationships among the speech sounds that constitute fundamental components of a language. See, we have to start going back into language and what words mean. All right. If we looking at the hieroglyphics, if we looking at the lettering system, which is Kemetic script, Proto-Semitic or ancient Moabite Canaanite, if we looking at this, we got to go to the source, which is etymology. Then you going to see that the Greek, the Roman, the Latin, the English alphabet all derive from ancient Moabite and Canaanite script, which is called Kemetic script, which is on the hieroglyphics, You got this book, right? The Egyptian Book of the Dead. You see all these hieroglyphics on here? So what you going to do? Argue with real history? I mean, if you arguing with this, then you arguing with yourself. You lying to yourself because all you got to do is start looking things up. Stop going by what you believe in. Peace, Moore. Shout out to Canaan Land Moors up there. If you arguing with this, then you arguing with yourself because you're in denial. Ask yourself, why are you in denial though? Is it because you been told something else that you've been a crayon color all your life? Let me ask y'all a question. Right? Nobody on the planet besides the hybrid Europeans that's in the Americas misidentify with a crayon color. So my question is this for y'all, right? What if you are wrong and you've been identifying yourself as a second-class citizenship and your beliefs have led you astray? Because if you do read the Holy Bible, it says what in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6? It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. It don't say nothing about a lack of beliefs. Everybody got a belief outside. Everybody deal with beliefs. Then you got people that deal with knowledge. So I'm not knocking you for your beliefs, but just stop complaining because you're complaining about a belief. Beliefs mean you don't know. Once you know, you supposed to act on what you know. You ain't supposed to believe you know how to get in a car and you know how to operate a car. You know how to turn signals. You know how to operate. You know how to hit the gas, hit the brakes. You feel me? You know how to check the mirrors. You feel me? You understand how to move. You ain't gonna, I need a book to look at when you behind the, nah, you ain't got time for that. Nah, it should be what's called second instinct. It should be like your natural instinct's supposed to kick in because you know now. You feel me? What if you're wrong this whole time? Just ask yourself this. What if I've been calling myself a person of color, a black person, a black man, a black woman? What if I've been wrong? What if I've been calling these people, these European hybrids, I've been calling them white people? What if I've been wrong this entire time? Could you handle that? Matter of fact, is your ego going to allow you to even question that? Is your pride going to allow you to accept correction and direction? I just want to ask y'all that, because it's a whole lot of people that got so much pride and arrogance and ego. They pride, arrogance, and ego won't even allow them to second guess themselves of their beliefs. It ain't like they know 2 and 2 is 4. It's like they guessing on what they think they are instead of knowing who they are. Let me tell you something. When European hybrids get together, they don't talk about white, and when they argue, they don't bring up white and stuff like that. You notice that? When Europeans get together, they have things called the Greek Fest. They have things that they get together like the Bar Mitzvah. The Polish Europeans, they get together, and the Russians and the Croatians, they get together, and they have festivals and activities. But did you know that when they get together in celebration or whatever they doing for a bar mitzvah or a party, they don't get together and call themselves white people. They get together and they go under a flag. The Ukraine flag, Croatian flag, the Circassian flag, or they get together and they deal with Ireland flag. They deal with all these different flags, right? They don't deal with a white flag, because a black, white, red, Pan-African, African-American flag does not exist. Do you understand? This is where the problem and the solution come in at. If you don't have a national flag, you already out of pocket. You out of order right there, because you ain't even got no national flag. Don't tell me nothing about RBG. That's not no national flag. Red, black, and green ain't got nothing to do with no nation. That's a concept and somebody that brought it out. And then you will be like, man, Marcus Garvey was talking about the red, black, and green. Yeah. Are you sure? Oh, was Marcus Garvey out here talking about nationality, education? Matter of fact, let me pull you in. Let's go to Marcus Garvey's. Let's go to what he wrote down. Let's do that. Let's do it together. Check it out. Let's do it together. Let's do it together. Let's just go right here. Marcus Garvey. What? What you say? Hold up. You said what about Marcus Garvey? You said Marcus Garvey was talking about what? This is his philosophies and opinions. You see, red, black, and green, right? They love saying that, but they don't never show you what he wrote, though. See the difference? Marcus Garvey was talking about nationhood. What? Marcus Garvey was talking about nationhood. Hell yeah, he was talking about nationhood. What he said about nationhood? These ain't my words. This the beloved Marcus Garvey that they love bringing the RBG love bringing up Marcus Garvey. How come they don't never tell you Marcus Garvey was talking about nationhood? Marcus Garvey said nationhood is the only means by which modern civilization can completely protect itself. Huh? This is Marcus Garvey. He also said independence of nationality, independence of government is the means of protecting not only the individual, but the group. Nationhood is the highest ideal of all peoples. What? Yeah. You can't make this up. Turn me up. You can't make this up. Huh? He talking about nationhood. He talking about education. What he say? Happy holy day to all the Moors out there. What did he say? He said education is the medium by which a people are prepared for the creation of their own particular civilization and the advancement and glory of their own race. There's only one race on the planet. That race is the human race. That's it. And there's two nations on the planet. You have the Moorish nation, and then you have the Albion nation, so-called European hybrids. It's only two nations on the planet, made up of several nationalities. You feel me? Then you go right here. Hold up. What do you say? Because they be thinking like, well, Marcus Garvey was just dealing with this black stuff and RBG. No, sir. He was talking about nationhood, fam. Nationhood. So if you follow Marcus Garvey and you follow what he was on, how come none of these RBG people ever tell you about what he really stood for, which was nationality? And don't forget now, hold up. Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, he was talking about nationality too. Huh? This is why Noble Drew Ali went to go get Marcus Garvey. So obviously it was something good. He had a positive spirit. If the prophet Noble Drew Ali went down there to go get Marcus Garvey, obviously he was in tune with the science. He wasn't talking about no crayon colors. That's a modern day indoctrination. Marcus Garvey was out here talking about nationhood. Nations have flags. Huh? Nationhood deals with flags. Hold up. You see this right here? See this right here? Hold up. Oh, we ain't playing no games, fam. We not playing no games out here. Look. Cause they love bringing up Marcus Garvey, but they'll never bring up nothing he was talking about. So let's bring it up right now, real quick. Nationhood deals with these. Nationhood deal with national flags. So white people, so-called white, black, red, brown, yellow, they don't have a national flag. Ooh. So if you ain't got a national flag, you already starting off wrong right there. You on the wrong foot already, because you ain't even got a national flag. You ain't got a national language. You ain't got a national land. So how you gonna have a people? What red people on the planet? What yellow people on the planet? What black people can really be on the planet? What white people can really be on the planet if they don't have a national language, a national flag, or a national land? Huh? Okay. It's just something that you got to question. Because if you talking about, man, I only deal with the red, black, and green. Listen, this is not a national flag, though. See, our people have an identity crisis. They think like, all right, I could just make up some shit. I could just be whatever I say I am. If you could, then why you ain't got nowhere yet? How come everybody come to the Americas and come up? They get a business, they own it cracking. They come over here, they start up their own whatever they want to start up. They get a loan from the bank. They get whatever they got cracking. But so-called people that identify with crayon colors and not national flags and national land and national languages, how come they still stuck where they stuck at? Because it's indoctrination. See, again, Marcus Garvey wasn't dealing with indoctrination. He was dealing with nationality. He was dealing with resources. You feel me? This is what he was dealing with. He was dealing with the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. But they don't want you talking about that. You know what they want you talking? You know what they want us out here talking about? They want us out here talking about the football game, the basketball game, bullshit, going on dates. Know what I'm saying? Tricking off. They want us out here talking about stuff like that. They want us out here worried about somebody else's life. And it's a lot of people that fall victim to the spell. Because they'll be like, man, so-and-so them, they'll try to live their life through somebody else. Shit crazy, because it's like the grass is, you ever heard of the grass is greener syndrome? Well, somebody will be like, they think that somebody else grass is greener on their side. Whole time, that person that you idolizing, they might be going through hell. But you seeing them on IG, the book, you seeing them on Twitter, you seeing them on social media, and it look like they really popping. It look like they cracking, they shit busting. Whole time, this person could be going through insanity in their head. They can't even do what they really want to do. The grass is greener syndrome. Pick up the book. What is that demo? What is that demo? Human Nature, The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Pick up that book. Ether. Look at this. We go right here to it. So for all y'all that's like, man, I need some solutions. I'm tired of hearing the problems. You tired of hearing the problems? Okay. If you really tired of hearing the problems and you want to do something, you gotta be informed to do something. It's one thing to know, it's another thing to do. You feel me? You can know, but you ain't doing nothing. If you know the information, because look, somebody has said this to me today. Somebody has said this to me today. They was like, they said something about meet them where they at, right? I love when people say meet them where they at. Let me fix this. I love when people say that to me. Cause it's like when you saying meet them where they at, you gotta have a concept of that in your head. You gotta put that in context. Like if I'm saying meet them where they at, you still gonna tell the truth though. Because somebody could lie to you and spin you and send you clean off by meeting you where you at to your understanding. Instead of them just being 100 with you and just telling you. That's like somebody trying to trick off instead of just being like, all right, listen, when you meet this chick, just tell her straight up what it is from the door. If she don't honor that and she don't respect that, then keep it moving. You realize there's more women on the planet than man, right? But it's the rejection. It's the rejection though. See, you scared to really tell her what it is because you thinking if you tell her the truth or you tell them the truth, then they not going to accept you. Would you want somebody to give you a comfortable lie or would you want them to tell you something 100? Think about it. You get more respect when you be 100 with shit. If you lying out here and it come out that you lying, you fried. You fried. So you might as well just go ahead and be straight up from the door. What you lying for? Just be 100 from the door. That's with everything. With everything. So when somebody be like, hey, meet them where they at. Show it to you like this. Look. Show it to you like this, right? If you want to meet somebody where they at, you could do something like this. Say the BDs out here in Iraq, right? And then say the almighty Black Peace Stone Nation out here in Iraq, Chicago shit, right? But now it's nationwide. Now the BDs and the GDs is nationwide, right? But see, you still, if you want to meet somebody where they at, you can show them something like this. See this 6-point star right here? You see this feds right here, this pyramid? All you gotta do is go to the literature, and then you can see what King David was talking about with the principles. Then you could see what Chief Malik was talking about with the principles, what the 5-point star stand for. This has got something to do with when they say meet people where they at. You meet people where they at, but you still tell them the truth though. You don't lie to them though. Then you would say, all right, look, this question right here is for the ones that be like, well, what does the Moors have to do with Black Peace Stone Nation or BDs and GDs or the Four Corner Hustlers and the Vice Lords? See, if you want to meet them where they at, you tell them the science and the truth behind what they say they repping. So you say the almighty Black Peace Stone Nation, the Rangers, or you say what Chief Malik literature was about. I'm going to show you right now. Look. I'm going to show you right now in real time though. Look. So this is what they don't show. This is why you got to go to the literature. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to the literature, G. Check it out. Let's go. It says, this is the literature of the Black Peace Stones. See this? This ain't my words. This they literature. The Black Peace Stone, the Rangers. It says, behold the almighty Blackstone. What it say? This is their call and response prayer. This is the stone's prayer. This what Chief Malik was using. He say, Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Amen. Now, why would Chief Malik, why would he put the Moorish prayer? Hold up. You need to see a picture of Chief Malik. That's what it is. Because you might never seen Chief Malik. You know what I'm saying? You might have never seen Chief Malik. So ask yourself now, why would Chief Malik, why would he put the Moorish prayer inside of the literature for the almighty Blackstone Nation? Why would he do that if he wasn't in tune with Noble Drew Ali and what it stood for? And why he shout Noble Drew Ali? Why did he basically copy the Moorish prayer and put it in the almighty Black Peastone Ranger Nation literature? Why would he do that? Huh? If he wasn't in tune. He had a building called the Fort. Huh? On Drexel. See that? El Rookie and Grand Major Temple. See that? MST of A. You see that right there? Do you see that? The almighty Black Peastone Nation ain't got nothing to do with Black Rock, Jay. Nothing. And then we go to the Black Disciples, which is really the Moorish disciples. You see that 6-point star? You see that? You see that 6-point star right there, man? Look. Let me show you what I'm talking about, Jay. Hold on. You need to see it. Because once you see it, you ain't going to be able to unsee it. Straight up. Once you see it, you ain't going to be able to unsee it. Look. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Look. I'm showing it to you right now. Look. Look at this, fam. Look at this. Hold up. I'm going to show it to you right now. In real time, Jay. Real time. Look. Hold on. Where is that? We show it to you in real time. We ain't got time to play no games. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no time to play no games, fam. Where is it? Right here. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. See this right here? You see this? Then you see this? See, this 6-point star that you see right here, King David. All right? King David was in tune with more science too. So all the BDs out there. And then you got Larry Hoover, who was the GD's general. So you had King David, when you talking about meet people where they at. King David and Larry Hoover was in sync because they was still dealing with the star, which is called the Hex Alpha. This got something to do with the chakras in the body though, fam. It's 7 of them. And each of them got a point in the star though. You see that? Love is in the center. That's the 4th chakra. So to give you another illustration of that, we got to go to this. Just to give you another illustration of that. Where's that book at? Just to give you another illustration of that. Where you at, More? Got books all over the place. We'll find it though. We'll find it though. Just to give you another illustration of that. Where you at? Yeah. Just to give you another illustration of this. Then you go right here to this. Look. It's literally written out. All we got to do is just start digging in. See this? When you're looking at this, you're looking at the body. See? So when you're looking at this is the Hex Alpha. Right? You're looking at the Hex Alpha right here. Our human temples, our light body temples, are dealing with the 5 and the 6. At the same time, though, see, that's Islamism. That's the 5 and the 6. So there is no difference because it's all one. That's one of the universal laws. Everything is one. You see that? When it all boils down, it's all one though. Just like this, just like this, just like this, just like this. The separation has been made by people who want to keep us in enslavement. Instead of the freedom is going to come from knowledge and the application of the knowledge. That's going to be freedom. See, the dark force wants to keep the public, humanity, ignorant to knowledge, to think that they've been educated whole time. They've really been indoctrinated. See that? These deal with the chakra. Why y'all think that the jab, why y'all think it was called the corona chakra? Well, it was called the coronavirus. Corona means crown. So if you volunteer to inject yourself with something that's going to pretty much obliterate your crown chakra, that's why they called it the corona. You know what I'm saying? Because the corona is the crown. Listen, man. Listen, man. Listen, fam. And what happened? What happened with so-called Yahushua, right? What happened with Yahushua? What they put on his head? Huh? What did they put on his head? Then they put a crown on his head. A crown of what? A crown of thorns. Then they put a crown on his head. Remember? They put a crown on his head, right? It says from the book, True World History, Humanity Saga. Then they give him a crown of thorns. It says what? We on page 302. What it said? It said, what's on the Christ figure's head? A crown of thorns. What does the crown of thorns mean? Hold up. Let's go ahead. What is the crown of thorns? It says, what does this crown of thorns do? It causes bleeding. What is bloodletting? Loss of joy. Your choices are nailed into slavery. Crucify that which comes to save you. Always crucify your savior. You are a slave to this mentality. Put a crown of thorns on your consciousness. In other words, when you took the jabby jab, they was putting a crown of thorns. You was putting a crown of thorns on your own head. Hence your crown chakra. Self-inflicted injuries. Damn. Self-inflicted injuries. Self-inflicted bodily harm. You put a crown of thorns on your own crown chakra. Damn. That shit is crazy. Yo. That is wild. You put a crown of thorns on your own crown chakra. Come on, fam. You want to keep going? Okay. You really want to keep going, huh? Okay, for all y'all out there talking about y'all Hebrew Israelites, right? Okay, you a Hebrew Israelite. Well, explain this to me if you say you study Hebrew and you study Kemetic science. The word for teacher in Hebrew is moreh. Moreh? Which is the charge and obligation of all sons of the light. So how does the word teacher mean more? If Moors, wasn't on nothing and this is a religion. If this was a religion, then how come Moors come up in the language of Hebrew and it means teacher? Of all the words that moreh means, in Hebrew, it means a teacher. You care to explain that? You care to explain that? Out of all the meanings for the word teacher in Hebrew, it just so happened to be moreh. Yo! Cook 'em. Cook 'em. Cook 'em. I mean, this what they wanted to do. Out of all the words in Hebrew, the word for teacher just so happen to be more. Huh? But you still think that Moors is a religion thing, and it's a group thing that you gotta join something, and it's something that you believe in. I mean, this ain't a belief right here. I mean, it's right here. It's a receipt right in front of your face. The Hebrew word for teacher is more. So what you talking about? Then you say, well, I study the spiritual side and the universal side. I only look at the hieroglyphics. All right, well, it's there too. The word more is on the hieroglyphics, and it means the high priest of Anu. Look at the spelling though. M-A-U-R. M-O-R-E-H. Did you know that the word more has over 60 variations to the spelling? More ain't just spelled M-O-O-R or M-U-U-R. Don't let them send you off because they are misinformed. Don't let some of these misinformed people send you off and tell you anything. And then you believe it and you don't look it up. We showing off receipts. We don't do no gatekeeping over here. We gonna show you the receipts. And then you got all these different languages. Amor, Amar, Amor, Amore, Amir, 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 Omar, More, Amore, Mr. These titles and words are all variations of the word more. So how do you got more in Sanskrit, Hebrew, Sumerian, Akkadian, Armenian, Arabic, Ethiopic, Latin, Italian? When you say love in Italian, you say amor. When you say love in Spanish, you say amore. Huh? The Arabic word amir, see that A-M-R? Hold up. You said what? You said what? You said A-M-R. And then we just go through earlier about A-M and E-R and huh? Then we just go through that. In Hebrew, you talking about the top, the king, Turkish, the chief. All these words are variations of the word more. So does this look like a belief system to you? Does this look like a religion thing to you when you talk about moral science? Does this look like anything that's an opinion? Huh? Does this look like opinion to you? In Persian, in Arabic, in Syriac, in Aramaic. Don't you know that Yahushua spoke Aramaic? Don't you realize that? This look like opinion to you? How is more in the Hungarian language? Yeah. In the Hungarian language? Yeah, pretty much every language on the planet has variations to the word more in their language. Does that sound like opinion? Huh? Welsh, Turkish, Akkadian. Don't nobody even speak these languages no more. Akkadian? And it's still in there. Moru, meaning son, young bull. What? Huh? We talking about the Czech language, the Breton language, the Cornish language, the Danish language. More in Danish means mother. In Kurdish, in Irish. Okay, so more in Irish mean Arabic for teacher. Whoa. Wait. So more in Arabic means teacher. And more in Hebrew means teacher. Does that sound like yeah? Does this sound like coincidence to y'all? Huh? Let me know. Let me know if this sound like coincidence to y'all. Let me know. Hold up. Let me know. Because this don't look like coincidence to me. This don't look like coincidence to me. See, our people got to start linking back with that Moorish name. Once you start linking up with your Moorish name, then you're going to free yourself. But you first got to identify properly with your Moorish name. Mother in Sanskrit is more. Yeah. It's a reason why they shot these noses off. Because it's too easy to see it. It's too easy to recognize yourself in something that's been destroyed if you know what to look for. If you know what to look for, you can recognize yourself. See, this is the whole thing about self-inflicted wounds. Our people have continued to self-inflict their self-inflicting injuries, self-inflicting bodily harm in law and language and through history. Stop self-inflicting yourself. The self-inflicted pain you keep giving yourself is a lack of history, a lack of self-identity, a lack of self-love. You love yourself to see yourself in everybody else. And everybody else has a nationality. Everybody got a nationality. This is why man know thyself is written on all of the oldest pyramids and temples. Man know thyself. Woman know thyself. If you don't know and somebody else know and they ain't trying to tell you the truth, they gonna finesse you. That's what they did in 1740 with the so-called Negro Law of South Carolina. This is what they did. Yeah, this is what they did. What it say? What? It says, what? Under this provision, hold on. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and go here real quick. Run that up. It say what now? What it say right now though? It say the Act of 1740, Section 1 declares all Negroes and Indians. It say what? To be slaves. So wait a minute. Wait. So in 1740, the Negro Law of South Carolina said that what? It said that that party bearing the color of a Negro. See how they talking about color? That's why you don't want to ever identify as a colored person. That is a slave status. If you identify as a Negro, which Negro in Spanish means negro. Negro in Spanish means black. You identify as a black person, a mulatto person, or mestizo. You identify as a slave. These ain't my words. I mean, don't let it trigger you. If you get triggered by truth, then that's a personal problem. That ain't gonna change the truth. I don't care how mad you get. I don't care if you turn green on it. It ain't gonna change the truth. So if you mad at the truth, then you gonna have to just stay mad then. Be mad. It ain't gonna change the truth though. You identify as a Negro, that's a black person. You identify as a mulatto or mestizo, you're identifying as a slave. A 14th and 15th Amendment chattel property slave. You're second class. So keep on thinking that I'm a proud black man. I'm a proud black woman. Your ignorance and your arrogance has put a crown of thorns on top of your head. Your ignorance and your arrogance has put a crown of thorns on your head. You see that? It says the debtor's crown is his own ignorance and arrogance. Damn. So you keep misidentifying on purpose, saying, I'm a proud black man. I'm a proud black woman. You can't tell me who I am. Well, according to the Negro Law of South Carolina, which went nationwide in 1740, it said that people bearing the color of a Negro, mulatto, or mestizo is a slave. So what are you talking about? With all that proud, arrogant, wrong nonsense that you yapping out your mouth. So that means in today's present time, if you misidentifying as a proud black woman and a proud black man, you're identifying as a slave right now. Right now, you still saying you a slave. Do you understand what that mean? This is why ignorance of the law is no excuse. Your pride and your ego is the getting in the way of your freedom. You know what I'm saying? You said, so when filling out applications for jobs or whatnot, what should we select for? Your nationality is not going to be on there. You have to put it on there. Look, that's a good question. When you saying what should you put on your paperwork? On any paperwork that comes, first of all, from the U.S. corporation, they already setting us up to put ourselves through indoctrination in a slave status, which is Indian, Native American, Black. All those are slave statuses. So on that line where it says other, that's where you supposed to put in there Moorish American or more. Or if you really want to put it on there, don't never leave it as other, because they're going to use assumption. This is what is known as in law. In law, they go by assumption. So they're going to go by what they see you as. So it's up to you to know who you are, what to write down. You check off white, or on that line, you put Moorish American. Never leave that line as other. They're gonna, when you leave, or when you get them people your paper and you just check other on there, they go by assumption, assumable jurisdiction. That's what it's called in law. Once you get them that paper and they look at you, it's the clerk, it's their job to fill that line in. So they're gonna say, oh, you look like a black woman. You fit the description of a black woman. You fit the description of a black man, an African American. That's slave status. It's really simple, but it's crazy at the same time how we put ourselves in this trap because of the misinformation and the sellouts that keep misinforming our people. The ones that's telling you the lies, that got all these followers, them the ones you need to start bringing that ether to, that fire to. Y'all know who these people are. Pan-Africans, the ones out here telling you that you cosmic black and you need to invest in crypto. The ones that's telling you that you're a proud black woman and proud black people and proud black man. Them the ones you need to start bringing this energy to. Like, why you keep lying for? Why you keep telling us that we crayon colors and nothing in law backs up what you talking about? It actually puts us in a slave status. Bring that fire to them. Start telling them, like, why you keep calling these European hybrids white people? They ain't white people. Question. In the Bible, does it mention anything about white people? Yeah. Think about it. Think about it right now. When you reading that Bible, have you ever seen the words white people describing anybody in the Bible? Yeah. You tell me, fam. Have you ever seen black people in the Bible describing a people? What about Pan-African? Where's that? Huh? Where's that? So even when you saying the Bible and schools and the people selling out, I mean, fam, we've been lied to. We, myself included, we've been lied to about everything. Everything, fam. See, this is what's so mind-blowing. We've been lied to about everything. Everything, fam. I'm talking about all throughout history. We've all been lied to about literally everything. Somebody might say, why? Why have we been lied to? Because you have people who don't want to do positive shit. They want to do negative shit. They want to control humanity. See, and then you would be like, well, is it because they want money? Yes. Some people, they want the concept of money, even if it means they selling out their own people. But the ones that's behind the curtain, that's really in charge, they don't care about money. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about who they hurt, who they destroy. All they looking for is another puppet that cares about material to take their position. This is why Hollywood is burning right now. It's falling. This is why the music industry is falling. The entertainment industry is falling. It's because the game is over with now. Because in this age of Aquarius, the information is everywhere. It's airborne. It ain't no more gatekeeping like that no more. This is why they trying to ban TikTok. This is why they want to ban IG. This is why they want to ban the book and all these different things, because they realized that they thought that this was going to be just like a monitoring, just brainwashing type thing. They didn't realize, they knew that the age of Aquarius was coming. So all they could do is try to prep it by scaring people. But it backfired, because now it's so much information coming out there that they can't just, you can't just keep saying fact check, and take stuff down now, because the whole world now is turning into the age of information, the age of truth now. Nobody's falling victim like they used to before, because now you got all this information popping out. And now you can fact check in real time to see who lying and who ain't. You feel me? Let's go. Let's go. Then you go right here with it. And you say this. The debtor's crown. What does it say? It says knowledge ascended into wisdom is key. Knowledge without the wisdom to use it is dangerous. You'll waste a lot of time, spend a lot of time and energy inadvertently financing your own demise. Shout out to the more truth Ali. You know what I'm saying? Then you come over here and you say, well, when you thinking about child support, how many of us have fallen victim with this whole child support thing? You know, child support is totally unconstitutional. Child support is totally unconstitutional. They don't have jurisdiction to adjudicate. They don't have jurisdiction to do anything with Moorish Americans in the Americas. Nothing. See that? All this is, look, it says child support established under this right here is not federal. It's not a federal right and directly lacks a key element to receiving remedy. Child support is a federal program intended to benefit the states, corporations, by awarding grants through voluntary obligations, therefore contractual, and cannot lawfully be forced upon any state or individual. Damn. Child support is a fraud. It's a voluntary obligation. This is why you got to know, are you a natural person or are you dealing as a corporation, which is a person of color? And again, go to RV Bay Publications. Go there. You say, so what if a Moorish mother is not receiving any help or support from their father? Why? Okay, so if you're not receiving no help from the father, why would you take your problems to a European court? Think about it like this. Both of y'all chose to lay down. You knew what you was finna do. So you knew a baby could be involved. See, this is where accountability come in, from the man and the woman. People don't want to accept accountability no more. They just want to believe they don't matter and they could just do whatever they want to do. Once you laid down with the other sex, you knew a baby could be a possibility. You knew that already. So if going into it, it was a possibility of you getting pregnant, neither one of y'all took precautions, it's both of y'all fault. It's both of y'all, the man and the woman fault. It's both of y'all fault because y'all knew what it was. Then you say, all right, well, if the father ain't doing nothing, then what should I do? Okay. Do you think it's a smart thing to go to foreign Europeans to ask them to litigate over you, the father, and the baby or children? Why would us, as a whole other nation of Moors, Why would we go to foreigners who lock us up, take away our jobs? Why would we go to people who incarcerate us for our problems instead of the mother and the father actually speaking together, coming up with some kind of agreement? Because the baby already here now. So you can't put the baby back in you. So it's both y'all fault. Think about it. You're going to go to people who all they care about is this right here. They don't care about your welfare, the baby welfare, the father welfare. All they care about is getting a check from you or the father. They don't care about how the baby welfare is. Now you got the police involved, slave patrol, the magistrate. They got a black robe sitting up there finna tell y'all how y'all gonna do with y'all baby. How crazy is that? You gonna let another person tell you when you can see your baby, how much time you can spend with your baby. You got other people. It's funny though, because they'll be like, I don't want nobody in my business. But then you would take your ass to a courtroom and let strangers and foreigners be all in your business. And they don't care about your business. They just gonna get some money, some bread from your business. Yeah. Shit is crazy, man. If you can, talk to the mother, talk to the father. Y'all work on some kind of agreement where y'all could both spend time with your child. Because ultimately, when the baby is here, your time should be 100% into the welfare of that baby. Your time, your energy, your paycheck should be 100% involved in the welfare of the child or the children. Point blank, period. All the little arguments y'all might have with each other between the mother and the father, who's losing in that situation? The baby or the babies. They the ones that's losing. They losing time with the father. They losing time with the mama. They losing time seeing a cohesive family structure in front of them. That's what they're missing. That's what they're going to miss out on. A cohesive unit between the mother and the father working together as a nuclear family. So they can see how a father operate, how a mother should operate. They're seeing them as a team. They're not seeing them like, oh, I'm gonna drop the baby off over there at McDonald's, and you pick them up over there. I'm gonna drop the baby off over here at grandma and them house. The baby is the one, the baby or the babies, they're the victims. They the true victims of the man and the woman arguing and beefing instead of being like, look, we need to work something out because shit, this baby is here. The baby got to recognize law. The baby got to recognize history. The baby got to recognize how to have principles. And the only way you could do that is if you got to work something out with each other as the mother and the father. Because the baby going to be the victim if you don't. And that's going to create another problem, another cycle of lack of father, lack of mother, lack of communication, lack of some form of teamwork and principles and law and order. Why you want to do that for? So I encourage everybody, look, if you got a BM or you got a baby daddy, look, the child is ultimately going to be affected. The child is ultimately going to be the one that's not going to get what they should get. You feel me? And if you go to the courthouses, they the ones that's going to get all that bread for alimony, child support. That bread go to the corporation. That bread don't go to that baby as it should. You get more bread if you work something out with your baby daddy than you would get if you went to the courts. Think about it. Which ultimately will go into the baby or babies. So I hope that answered your question. You feel me? Try to work something out. Because the babies, they the ones that's the victims. Not the mother and the father like that. They are, but nah, the babies is the ones affected. So try to work something out. That's just my words to you. You know, hopefully you could work something out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you could work something out with it. everybody, it's tough to work something out and explain something with people. Some people that they stuck in their arrogance, they stuck in their beliefs, they stuck in what they own. It's kind of tough to work out, especially if they just like locked in something that they just irrational. They're not critical thinkers. It's tough, but do it for the baby though, or the babies. That's just my advice. You feel me? So, yeah, Morris. What time is it? This was one of them. This is just one of them, man. This is just one of them. I told you this shit we was gonna touch on a lot of things on this beam out. Yeah. We're gonna touch on a lot of things on this beam out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Look, I want to show y'all something real quick though. Look at this. Don't forget, in this land, you have what you known as diversity of citizenship. So when you saying something about child support and family court, which are all unconstitutional, do you realize how much bread this unconstitutional family court, traffic court, child support, do you realize how much they making off our people just simply not knowing that they are all unconstitutional corporations? Do you know how much they making? You know how much child support make a year? I'm talking about the family courts make a year. Do you know how much traffic courts make a year? All that's considered human trafficking. It's all unconstitutional. Law and history, we gotta really start getting into these subjects, fam. The United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, we gotta start locking into that. Geography, history, we gotta start locking into this. You feel me? You gotta start locking into this if you want some change. Or if you want to remain, loud and proud and wrong, and you a person of color and it don't matter and all this. And if you want to stay into that, then you can stay into that. You know what I mean? That ain't going to change nothing. Because if you really want understanding and you really want unity, you got to deal with law. You got to deal with law if you want that. If you really want love and life and loyalty and knowledge, you got to deal with law. Law is going to get us where we need to be. We keep thinking that these people right here are law. These people are unconstitutional. They out here doing human trafficking. Human trafficking, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's all human trafficking that they doing. So hopefully y'all got some off this beam out. Order this flag right here. This is your flag. Whole time you thinking like this flag ain't your flag. This is our flag. This is the flag of the Moorish Empire. This ain't no flag of like Morocco that's over there. This Morocco is here. I just read it to y'all. One of the greatest Masonic secrets is that the Americas is Morocco. We from Morocco, G. Look. Let me show you this last receipt before I get up out of here. From this book right here. I'm going to show y'all this last receipt before I get up out of here, right? Check it out. From this book right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The Montauk Book of the Dead. Let me show you this last receipt now. Look at this. Because you might think like, nah, this ain't Morocco. This land can't be Morocco. How could this land be Morocco? How? How could it be Morocco? This America. This ain't Morocco. Yeah. Okay. Check it out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you got this book, the Montauk Book of the Dead, we on page 390. Watch this last receipt. It say the U.S. government and New York State could have acted and settled this case years ago when it was brought to their attention. Check it out. There is now, however, a much bigger issue at stake. That is the destruction of the Moorish nation, which was known as Societas Republica il Moricanos, which translates as the Al-Moroccan Republic Society. Al-Moroccan Republic Society. All right? At the time of the founding of this country, America was called Al-Moroccan because it was part of the Moroccan Empire, known as Amexem. America was known as Morocco. It was also known as Amexem. Let's go a little further. It was transliterated into America by the colonists. And eventually a story was made up that America was named after Amerigo Vespucci, a navigator. What? Nah, hold up. You see that, right? You see that, right? Nah, what are you gonna stay stuck in your opinions and think this is a religion? And are you gonna stay stuck in that? Or you gonna come out your opinions, your arrogance, your beliefs, and deal with reality? Now, I just showed you how America was known as Amexem or Al Morocco, right? Now, again, hold up. Before I slide. Keep in mind now, again, that the ancient Egyptian word for the pyramids was myrrh. And myrrh, translated to English, is more. Egypt is in the Americas. We've already shown and proved that. If you looked up old maps, you will see the receipt. Now, when you say America is Egypt or Tamari, you see all these Red Sea and Egyptian Sea and all this over here, right? Babylon, Mesopotamia. You see all this over here, right? Israel is over here. Jerusalem is over here. See that? How Jerusalem and all that is over here? Now check this out real quick before I slide. Look at this real quick. The Grand Canyon got all these temples and pyramids and all this in here. Then you wonder why you can't just walk down in the Grand Canyon and see what's cracking down there. You can't just walk down there. You might send a drone or something down there. You ain't just finna walk down there, though, on some what's cracking down here. No, sir. Then you say, well, what does that have to do with anything? The pyramid, it says, is Egypt, and Egypt is in the Americas. And then you look this up right here. See this door right here? When you see a door like this on a building or a castle or something like that, like see these castles? This is in Mexico City. See this castle right here? You see this architecture right here? All this is what's known as a Moorish arch. Now, a Moorish arch, right? Let me show you something. Moorish arches. Again, receipts. What does it say? It says, what is a Moorish arch? What is a Moorish arch? Definitions of Moorish arch. Noun, a round arch that widens before rounding off. A horseshoe arch. Mexico City, Islam. You see that? A Moorish arch. So even if I don't want you to take my word on nothing. It says Moorish architecture is a style within Islamic architecture, which developed in the Western Islamic world, including Al-Andalus. So when they say Islamic, that's a code word for Moorish. So Moorish architecture is the Moorish arch. You see the Moorish arch all around the world. You see the Moorish arches all around the world. This is in Chicago. This is in Brooklyn. This is in Connecticut. See that? You see the Moorish arches all around. This is in Detroit. See that? Detroit, Michigan, 1894. Moorish arches all around the world. Germany, Moorish arches all around the world. These ain't my words. A round arch that widens before rounding off. Now I'm finna slide with this one right here. Yeah. I'm finna slide with this one right here, right? Look at this. Hold on, look at this. Wait. Castle in Puerto Rico. You're not gonna believe it until you see it. See that? Castillo San Felipe del Morro. See, you're not gonna believe it until you see it. See, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're not gonna, you gotta see it. You can't make this up. This was so crazy about it. You can't make this up. Now, I remember how I just showed you how Moorish arches are all around the world. All of these are Moorish arches all around the world. All around the world. You're going to see Moorish arches everywhere, all around the world. See the beautiful architecture? All this is Moorish. So wherever you at in the world and you see this right here, when you see this kind of architecture right here, you're looking at your culture. You're looking at Moorish culture. They want us to not think that this is our history. We built this. Amsterdam and all that. See the arches up there in Amsterdam? See that right there? Amsterdam. This is a church. Amsterdam. All around the world, right? From the book, One World Tartarians. See, we don't do no gatekeeping over here. We show all the receipts. This ain't no guesswork. This ain't nah. We not doing no guesswork, and we talking about castles. Now I said El Morto, right? Now this is in Castle in Puerto Rico. You can't make this up. I swear. I swear you can't make none of this up. You can't. El Morto, Castle Ruins of Puerto Rico, World Atlas. Ah, fam. Yo, what is you talking about, man? How is the name of the castle in Puerto Rico? How is it called The Moor? It's literally called The Moor, and it's a castle in Puerto Rico. And you still think this Moorish thing is a religious thing? Then how is it a castle called The Moor in Puerto Rico? Explain that. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. Yeah. We could keep going nonstop. We could really keep going like nonstop receipts. How do you have a castle in Puerto Rico called The Moor? El Morto. You got castles all around the world. You got castles in the Dominican Republic, the Virgin Islands. You got Moorish arches in Amsterdam, Germany, Connecticut, Brooklyn, Chicago, whatever city you in right now, California, wherever you at, there are Moorish architecture buildings wherever you at. So anytime you see a Moorish like arch, look like a horseshoe, that's Moorish architecture. It's not, Islamic is a code name for Moorish. They trying to hide it by saying Islamic. But don't forget, the last leader of the so-called Cherokee Nation was a Moor. The last Cherokee leader chief for the Cherokees, his name was Ramadan Ibn Wati. Explain that one. Explain that one. Damn. Can you explain that? Huh? Oh, you need a receipt though. Oh, okay. Hold up. So before I go, you said you need a receipt, huh? In 1866, during the Civil War, the last leader of the Cherokee Nation was a Muslim named Ramadan Ibn Wati. Oh, receipts. Okay. Muslim is Moorish. How was the last Cherokee leader? His name was Ramadan Ibn Wati. That don't sound like an Indian name to me. Huh? Explain that one though. How was the leader of the Cherokees with a Muslim name, a Moorish name? How was that? How did that happen? Huh? I'm saying though, how did it happen? How did it happen? Huh? How did it happen? I'm finna move around. Let me show y'all these books before I get up out of here though. Let's go. Let's go. Get some screenshots. Get these books in your life. Let's go. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Let's go, Moors. Let's go. Get some screenshots. One world, one Tartarian. One world Tartarians. Yeah, fam. You gotta get them receipts. You gotta get them receipts. You gotta get them receipts. Go ahead and get them receipts. Go on, get them receipts. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Get them receipts, Moors. Yes, sir. Let's go. Nothing is true. Everything is a lie. So you been stacking them books up? Yes, sir. Keep going. The maroons. Wait till the next beam out. Ooh. Yo. Wait till the next beam out. Wait till the next one though. Yeah. Declare your nationality, Moors. It's that time now. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one though. Yeah. Get them flags up. Our self-law and master. Much love to all y'all Moors out there. Man, woman, and child. Much love, much respect. Teach the babies Islam. Peace, Moors.